All right, what's up, Huddle crew? All right, we're here at the summit in Dalton, Georgia, and got Sonny Callahan, Robert Varden, Paul Pleshek with us. We're just, hanging out a little bit. Wanted to get the guys together and ask you a few questions. First off, like, how did the summit come to be? We talked about the power of partnerships. I want you guys to just kind of tell us what your vision for this first, inaugural summit is, but then what's your vision for this thing going forward?
Sure. Um, First, thanks for coming. Appreciate you coming. But kind of the way it came to be was Robert had asked me to be a board member on Unite. So I started meeting with Unite, and obviously meeting with NAFCT. We started saying, yeah, we're going for the same goal. So why not team up together and do something together? We're both fairly new associations, right? So we're working together. I think who I don't know, he knows, and vice versa. So we had a pretty good contact to have people come, and we've had a great turnout. We had 98 people registered for this. So 2 days of education, trade show, and a panel tomorrow. So worked out well.
Well, so, some people may say, what's with another convention, right? But it is somewhat unique. We've already had, we're most of the way through day one, and it is a different kind of setting. And it does feel like Unite and that whole concept about getting together. We're all in the same industry, got a lot of the same goals. Why not come together and work together to, increase the industry stance, do everything we're talking about with labor shortage, all this stuff. So,
Sure.
Robert,
Well,
you
and Sonny said it correctly, and I think one thing that is very different about this gathering, let's call it, is you mentioned it seems like another convention, or why would anybody have another convention? I think our whole purpose of doing this, it started out, we wanted to start a better dialogue between the manufacturer and the contractor. You know, Again, as a tech guy running around, how many times would we get to the job site? You've been there, and it's like, oh my gosh, I wish you'd have called me before and the installer don't even realize that's was an option. So where it started out to that, and it built into what it became, and this was in a 3-month time frame. But we wanted to get that dialogue started.
He said do it, so I did
it. Yeah, I heard the other way.
He did a phenomenal job, I tell you. Him and his whole team, Paul and Sarah, we got to give those guys kudos. But more so, in me, and I think Sonny agrees with me, that we don't want it to look like a convention. We want it to look like more of a gathering, because
It feels that way.
Right. We want this to be as much yours as it is ours, as much theirs as it ours, because we want it something they can look forward to. And again, just getting the dialogue started between these groups, the manufacturers, the contractors, installers, because let's face it, who knows their products better than the manufacturer?
Mm-hmm.
And these guys installing them, they need a better communication.
Yeah, who needs to know it the most and who has the most
Absolutely.
knowledge? Let's get them together.
That's it.
Absolutely.
So, but we do want that feel of it's as much yours as it is ours.
Well, you guys have accomplished that, in my opinion.
Thank you.
And the whole concept of bridging the gap from the manufacturer to the installer, being an installer back in the day myself, you just didn't know, like, you could call them. I think you mentioned that earlier, and I was like, yeah, damn, that's true. Yeah, I didn't know I could
missed out
call.
on some
You mean I can call that guy?
I
So-
didn't know what moisture was when I installed. Didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Paul.
You're not off the hook, dude. You're over there trying to get out of the front. I know what you're trying. I know what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. I was trying to avoid being here to begin with in this area.
Well, we snuck you in.
Yes.
So tell us, a little bit from your perspective. How's the day going?
I was sitting there thinking, the noise factor, right? Where it's not quiet in here when we're sitting here. There's a lot of rumbling of people visiting. I think that's a big part. There's some conversations going on, and conversations you can take some time with, right? You're not rushed. You're not trying to cover 17 acres of a show. You're not rushed off when you've got 15 people standing in line waiting to talk to the same people. It's more of an intimate setting where we can sit here and we can actually just take the afternoon and really go and have longer conversations about things that concern everybody. And we can see that everybody's really sticking around here and taking advantage of that.
Yeah,
I don't
it's a
think you
great
get
point.
that opportunity very often where you don't have anywhere to rush off to. You don't have, 1,000 people to see. you can just take advantage
Enjoy
of
it.
people that
Sure.
are in front of you and slow down and have some fun.
Well, I want to say, on the huddle every week, we're constantly trying to encourage installers to get to some of these shows, to get to network. Like the reason that companies in the flooring industry, we tend to find some success. That success starts really when you start connecting with other companies. My flooring company got better when I became a member of Fuse. It wasn't because Fuse all of a sudden a rebate or whatever. It was because I got around other flooring contractors who had different business practices, maybe better, maybe just different that actually worked better. Flooring installers can do the same thing if we can just get them to come and participate. I threw a couple things out in one of the groups and I was like, hey, is anybody going to be in Georgia? And they're like, didn't get an invite. I'm like, guys,
I don't know how you missed it.
right? It's all over. Really, what it boils down to is I think what you guys have started can be this open arms kind of welcoming thing for installers to come and actually do installer shit. Sorry,
Yes.
sorry about the S word. But get together and not feel like you feel like a fish out of water a little bit. Say a much bigger show. This is your show. Get to the summit. I want to say I appreciate you guys putting this together. We're excited to be a part of it as well. So
Yeah,
thanks
already
for
going to have
coming.
next year's. Next year's going to be in April right here at the convention center. 26, we're looking at Dalton to move it a little bit, but this is not a one-time deal. We're going to keep this going.
Awesome. Any final words?
I didn't
No,
have
but
any
where else can you go for a show for this kind of cost and get the food we've got?
No doubt.
Nowhere. I mean, I'm telling you. I've had to do with putting together a few conventions, and that's one thing when we looked at this venue, and I've used this before as well for a couple of meetings, and it's a great venue. I mean, and again, you go to Orlando or these places, and believe me, just to feed an attendee, $500.
Right.
Same great meals were 100 and a half. I mean, hope the convention center don't hear this and up our price next year. But no, it's a phenomenal venue. It's right here in the heart of the flooring capital of the world. And so no, I think it was a great start.
And that's
Again,
essentially
these
all
guys
the
did a
attendees
phenomenal
had to
job.
pay was the money
Yeah,
for the food.
that's
was
it.
all they had to
That's
pay.
it.
That's why it was $150.
Yeah, guys, it's affordable.
Accessible.
Come see us next year in April. If you're not here, we promise to bring you live and give you a taste. So thanks, guys, again. I appreciate it.
betcha.
Thank you,
Thanks.
sir.
Good to see you
Always happy to
again.
be on.
Appreciate
Thank
it,
you.
Paul.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate
Good job.
everything you guys do.
Everything, buddy.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I hope this does turn on.
It will.
Sincerely, I want more installers to go talk to another installer and figure out what they do a little bit better than you.
You're doing
Ran
So
into the
there's
same
so many
thing.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, you did. You came and got me.
Got to unmute that one, I think.
What are you talking about? I'm not talking, right?
How you guys, how we all got together with the power of partnerships with the Huddle.
Oh,
We're still on live.
You're still live, yeah.
All right, guys.
oh, we are.
So
We're live,
The,
coming at
the
you.
power of live and the fear of live is that you say something wrong on live. No,
Yeah.
so
Oh.
everybody knows the
Live.
Huddle.
Yeah.
Yes. So when we're talking about the power of partnerships, we just got through kind of describing, with Sonny, Paul, and Robert, them uniting and coming together, and that power of that partnership is the same thing with
Yeah.
PF Flooring and Stuart and Associates and Go Carrera. That all started from a partnership. It started with a relationship that turned into a partnership.
100%.
And so we partnered up on the Huddle. It's very quickly becoming the number one watched podcast in flooring, if not already the number one, I'd like
We
to say.
appreciate you guys. We
So
appreciate
thank you guys for always joining us. I got multiple comments here this week already, or today already, about people who watch us religiously. So we appreciate you guys 100%. So thank you for that. But the power of partnerships is kind of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's been, I want to tell you the power. It's absolutely rewarding to get to know other people and make a deal. And really, what we did is make a handshake deal to start a podcast together and start like talking about flooring stuff. And you guys, it resided with you guys. So how's it been for? I mean, what's your take?
You know what? It's just one of those deals where you create a relationship that you think is going to be opportunity, right? It's opportunistic because that's how everything starts. You go look for opportunities and then you end up finding common ground. And then instead of an opportunity, it becomes a relationship and a friendship. And then things just kind of spiral from there. And that's what happened with us. Both decided to sit down in the same area at the same time, at the same place, and say,
At a show.
yeah, at a show, FCICA event, I believe. And it just kind of turned into what you see now. Like I met him as a software guy. I didn't know that he was a flooring guy. And then we took the time to talk to one another and realized that we were actually on the same page on a lot of beliefs. And then he's like, yeah, I'm in flooring too. This is, Stuart Associates. That's me. This is just a byproduct of a need that we found. And here we are. I mean, the podcast came up in an organic conversation. Like, hey, wouldn't that be cool to have a podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably would be. Try to help everyone out. And then
86
yeah, 86 episodes.
86 episodes.
And then here
That's
we are.
amazing.
Here we are. And it's it's been fun. I'm not saying that like it's stopping, but it's been a good ride so far, a fun ride. And I forget that we do this.
Yeah.
I forget that we take time out of our day to sit and rap with one another and have guests on, and because I'm just hanging with my brother and my boy.
Yeah.
And you forget what you're doing in a sense of we're trying to get a word out, and
Well,
we're just hanging out.
it
having a
started off a little scary, and it started off a little bit like work. Like if it was a little bit like you had to get geared up for it. Now it's very natural because just to say the tagline again, the power of partnerships.
Yeah.
It created the huddle. The bottom line is the partnership between us and your brother, Ben, and everybody at
Kevin.
Go Carrera, Kevin, Daniel, my partner, all of us getting together at these shows turned into what you get to watch every week. And we hope we bring you guys value. Again, we always encourage you to, comment, like, subscribe, interact with us, help us out, help us get this into more hands and, more people's fingertips there watching the huddle. But that's the power of the partnership. The people that we talk to really appreciate our approach. And again, it was because we came together and decided to try something cool.
Yeah, and we don't go out there pretending that we know everything. We might know a little bit about a lot, but we're not professionals in every aspect of the industry. And that's why it's important for us to get topic suggestions from you guys and to get guests on who we view as leaders in that topic of the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should talk to Beth, and she's here right now.
Beth, come on down.
Come on down.
So Beth is generally the one asking the questions.
Yes.
But I'll bring it in on and put you on the other side. So first off, you've been in this, industry on the media side. When we say power of partnerships, what does that, like, I'm not going to ask you, what does that mean to you? What I'm trying to dig out of you is, what's it look like when successful partnerships happen because people come together? You know what I mean? Like, shows can be very redundant,
Yes.
but it's all that after stuff, all these partnerships that happen afterwards, all the deals that get made afterwards. I mean, I met you at a show, and we encourage our audience every week to get out and get involved. And I particularly want people to get involved with shows that are really focused on the installer, and that's also near and dear to your heart. So
Right. Well, let's just use us as an example. So we actually met at the CFI convention 22. I think it was 2022. I believe so.
21 or
I believe so.
Yeah.
And we did a video, but I learned that day what you're doing. I learned what Go Carrera was and what it had to offer. And so there was another resource for installers that now I'm aware of, and now I can take that back with me and I can share with others. So that's the same thing that has to happen anytime there is an event where everyone comes together. We go home, we share ideas, we learn from each other, and then you figure out from what you've learned how to share that with others to benefit everyone, to benefit the industry as a whole. And really, for me, I'm a big picture thinker, and I love to really just pull all these little pieces together and go, oh man, you know what? This is missing over here. Who can solve this problem? I know.
Yeah.
Go Carrera or whoever, you
Yeah.
know, Ardex, Mapei, Roberts, whoever it is, you know, and connect those people. And so it's that power of connection, really, I think,
Yeah.
that comes from events like this.
Yeah, and you get friends. I mean,
Yeah,
at the end of the
ultimately, at
day,
the end of the
you
day.
work with each
Yeah, I'm
other.
moving next week. You think you can come?
I'd love
Just
to.
kidding. Just kidding.
I don't think you're moving off the hill.
No,
Okay.
I'm not. No.
All right. Well, really, this whole thing, this part of the live event here from the summit is all about the power of partnerships. And as you know, I'm a broken record when I talk about getting together, coming together, networking, you know, getting to know other people's best business practices. But then you're going to meet people. You never know what you're going to run across if you just put yourself out there a bit and you know, try to form some relationships. So we'll catch you guys soon.
Oh, hold
We'll
on.
probably go live again.
Where can they find you, Beth?
Oh, where can they find me? Go to floortrends.com and you can find all of the content that we put out, videos, podcasts, articles. And if you've contributed, that's where you can find your things. If you don't know who we are, go there, find us.
And if you want to
Connect.
contribute, she's always taking
I'm
articles.
always taking articles.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that's right.
Awesome. I
Well,
think
thank you. Who we
I
got?
think we got Scott over here to talk about some power of partnerships as well.
why don't you step in here?
Yay! Let this
Oh,
man go
Scott,
get.
how's it going, man?
So this is Scott Bohacker.
How's it going,
He was
brother?
actually one of my certifiers for CFI.
in Forney,
Yeah.
and at the same time, you were the first certification I ever did for CFI.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes,
So we know talking to you and your relationship with Mohawk and other CFI guys and how you bring them on different job sites. You know, you deal with large scale commercial. We just did a podcast about large scale commercial and how kind of difficult it is. How are those partnerships beneficial to you?
well, it's all about learning because none of us know everything. So at some point in time, we have to get involved in a game that we're not exactly comfortable with. So building relationships with different installers, different manufacturers, field service technicians for different companies. We can just learn about products, what can go wrong, so we can kind of fix problems before they actually happen.
Yeah, I mean, even here earlier, the presentations about concrete, stuff like that, it's amazing the amount of information you can learn that you don't already know just sitting through a 1 hour presentation like that.
Definitely. We've been sitting over here for a half hour talking to Tramex
Yeah.
about testing moisture in concrete, just how
And
important it is. I'm
yeah,
a
and
carpet guy. I've never thought before that moisture and concrete was a problem, but it affects adhesives in different ways.
Right, and it's things like that, and then bringing other installers on. I think our industry is kind of fueled by that competitive nature, right? Someone is always better than you, or you're always better than someone, and you're always chasing, or you're always falling behind. When we're all there for the same information. If I need something, I can definitely call you to get those answers, or vice versa. I think that's really the power of the partnerships that we're looking at. It's knowing that you have a network of people to call to come help you, or you to go help them when you need it.
we're not in competition with each other at all. We're here
Even
to
if we
benefit.
live in
I
the
want to
same
see
city.
you succeed.
Right.
There's room for everybody to succeed.
There's absolutely room for everyone, and that's the power of partnerships. It's just building that network so that way you have someone to call.
And sometimes we've talked occasionally. Sometimes you just need a sounding board
Right. And it's
to discuss frustrations that you have,
yeah,
and you need somebody to talk to that's been through the same experiences before.
and then just the commercial industry in general, right? It's I can always call you and say, "Hey, how's it going in your market? You know, are you seeing the same things? Are you seeing something before I am?" Stuff like that.
Definitely. And sometimes some of us who work very closely with some of the manufacturers may see or hear something before
Right. And
somebody
getting
else.
to events like this is huge with that, right? Because you have the benefit of going up to one of the manufacturers and asking them questions. And then I also look at the manufacturers as partners too. So if I'm using Ardex, Ardex is a great partner. They have a great support system, and I appreciate everything that they do. I mean, I can give Seth a call because I've networked with him and ask him questions directly, and that's crazy because he's that top dog over there, right?
That's right. And the different glue manufacturers that we have here, if you have a high moisture content in your slab, you don't know what to do, there's usually a solution for everything. It's just not one person knows it all.
Yeah, and the same thing, right? Everything is a different tool in the toolbox. Everything is a partnership, and we're all in this industry to succeed together. And the more that people can look at it that way, the better off the industry will be.
I think we need that more now than ever.
More now than ever. So, I mean, I appreciate your time today. I think we're gonna get ready to wrap this one up. We've been at it for a few minutes now, and thanks for coming over here and talking to me, even though I just went and grabbed you real quick.
Of course. Hey, it's all good. It's good talking to you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks, Scott.
No problem.
So thanks everyone. We're gonna wrap it up. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff, all over all the. I mean, look at these
Please.
cool microphones.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the power of partnerships right here, right? Because I seen these on Amazon and I had to get them.
and he partnered with Amazon to get these. It doesn't mean he didn't pay for them, but anyway, just kidding.
No.
Yeah, so it's been fun, man.
Yeah.
Um,
If you're watching this and you're here, come grab some stickers. That's what we're here for. These are the new ones. I don't know if you got any of the new ones.
yeah, we got
the-
plenty of them. Hey, the key is if you're not here, come next time. Come check it out. Come hang out. Like I heard you over saying, you can call Seth with
I can
Ardex.
call
and I know
Seth
that
with
may
an
not be
issue.
a big ordeal if you don't know who Seth is, and I'm not saying that he's like the president of Ardex, but the guy knows his stuff, and he's the top guy for technical.
Yeah,
And you as an installer can have the same ability. You run into a problem with some self-leveler, or you run into a technical issue, you can get these phone numbers and these contacts to contact them directly and save yourself a hell of a lot of headache.
Right. Even if he doesn't have time, he can point me to someone that does have time.
Yeah. So come hang out.
We're at the
We're
summit.
out.
We'll be here tomorrow too.
Yep. Thanks,
Thanks,
brother.
guys.
Until next time, great.